Hey everyone, welcome to Code Harmony. Today we are going to solve LeetCode problem ID 3195. Find the minimum area to cover all ones. This problem is based on matrix or arrays and it has been asked in Google and Salesforce. It is marked as medium, but it will be very easy to understand. There is nothing special involved in this problem statement apart from traversing over the matrix. Let's have a look on the problem statement. You are given a 2D binary array grid. So it's a binary array. A grid is given to us. Find a rectangle with horizontal and vertical sides with the smallest area such that all ones in the grid are inside this rectangle. Okay, so this is our problem statement, that we have to find a rectangle with these are the horizontal lines, these are the vertical lines. So rectangle with horizontal and vertical lines with the smallest area where we are able to include every single one from the grid. So this is something we have to do. This is our operation. Input is our grid. Operation is something like we have to draw this rectangle, and what we have to return, the minimum possible area of this rectangle. What is the minimum possible area? How do I find the area of rectangle? Let's say this is A and this is B. Then A into B is the rectangle area. So this is the area of the rectangle. So distance between those two horizontal lines, distance between those two vertical lines, multiply those two distances and we'll get the area of rectangle. Okay, so here what is that rectangle that we can use for this grid? In this grid, see, if I'm using this rectangle, then this rectangle is not having all the ones. To include every single one, we need to have this rectangle, and this rectangle is the minimum possible rectangle that we can form, because even if I am considering the whole grid as a rectangle, this rectangle is valid. Why? Because this rectangle is including every single one, but this is not the smallest, so this condition is failed. So to make it smallest, we have to include this row, this vertical line. Okay, so this is something we have to do, and this rectangle is a valid rectangle, which is like minimum rectangle where all the ones are included, and we just have to return the area of that rectangle. And what is the area of that rectangle? 3 rows, 3 column, 3 rows. So side is 3, height is 3, and the area is 3 into 3, which is 9. So 9 is the answer. 9 is something we have to return. Now we need to implement the same stuff in our preferred language, or we have to write a pseudo code for that. And I find it very simple, but still we'll have a detailed discussion over it. Let me copy the input first. So what we have to figure out is, we have to figure out 4 lines. Vertical line, let me call it top line. Sorry, a horizontal line. A horizontal line which is on the top, a horizontal line which is at the bottom, a vertical line on the right side, let me call it right, a vertical line on the left side, let me call it left. So how do I decide these 4 lines? Let's say from the left side, whenever we are encountering the first one, we can make a left line. From top side, whenever we are encountering the first one, we can use our top line. From the right side also, whenever we are encountering the first one, we can put our right line. And same from the bottom. From the bottom side, whenever we encounter the first one, that is my bottom line. So let's assume that we have drawn these lines. Now how do we get to the answer? Answer is area of this rectangle. Area of this rectangle is something, see, these are the lines, and these lines are not going to be something like this. These will definitely be like this, the way I'm going to show it. Top line will be here, bottom line will be here. and this should be the left line, this should be the right line, because they are definitely from the indices, valid indices. And indices for this grid are 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2. Now we need to know the distance or the area of this rectangle. And area of this rectangle will be width is this 2 minus 0, 2 minus 0 plus 1. From here to here, what is the distance? Giving an example. What is the distance? 3 is the distance. So this index is 3, this index is 1, 3 minus 1 is 2, but this is 3 because we have to include the initial one as well. So that is plus 1, 3. So the formula is this side minus this side plus 1. 2 minus 0 plus 1 is the base. That is the base. And what about the height? The bottom one minus top one. That is also same. 2 minus 0 plus 1. That is like height. So this is how we are going to solve the problem. And we just need to know what is the first row representing the top line. This is the row representing the top line. And what is the last row representing the bottom line? What is the first column representing the left vertical line? What is the last column representing the right vertical line? So for that, we can definitely take 4 variables: top, down, top, bottom, right, left. Top. So to get the top value is the minimum value. Top value means this is my top value. Top value is minimum value of a row. Minimum value of a row. So I have to initialize it to the maximum value. What can be the maximum value? Let's say if it is m cross n, m number of rows, I can initialize it with m plus 1, or m is also a valid number. So I can initialize it with m. What is the bottom? Bottom value is the row number. Bottom value is the row number which is the least. Least means which is the maximum value of the row number. So to keep it maximum, I'm going to initialize it with minimum value, and minimum value can be -1. Minimum value which is not valid. So what is right? Right is this one. This is my right. Right is the maximum value of column where I am seeing 1. So I have to initialize it with -1. And what is left value? Left value is minimum value, minimum column value where I am seeing 1. So I have to capture the minimum one. So to minimum I have to initialize it with the maximum value. Maximum value is n. So these 4 variables I can use as my initialization. So initialization is done, and after the initialization, what I have to do is I have to iterate over the grid. Iterate over the grid, and whenever we are encountering one, just capture these variables. Okay. So let me write the complete code now. So indices for the grid are 0, 1 and 2. So this is my top and this is my bottom. This is 0, 1, 2, 3. This should be my left and this should be my right. But we have to decide those variables. So for that I have to initialize them. I'm going to initialize them like this. Top, down, right, left, or maybe top, down, top, bottom. Bottom seems fine. So top value should be initialized with, top value is minimum of row. So current row minus top, and it should be initialized with what value? Top value should be initialized with maximum possible value, that is m, and bottom value should be initialized to least possible value of row. Right value is, see, this is the right value. Right value is initialized to minimum possible value of column, and left value is maximum possible value of column, that is n. I hope you have understood why I have initialized these four variables. So top is initially at this position, bottom is initially at this position, and right is actually at this position, and the left is at this position. So right will keep on going in this direction, left will keep on going in this direction, bottom will keep on going in this direction, top will go up. So whenever whatever is the last possible way, will just keep on going. And it is also mentioned in the constraints that there is at least one there is at least one available in this grid, so we can get rid of some corner cases. So what about this top value? So iterate over the grid. I is equal to 0, I less than m, I plus plus. For j is equal to 0, j less than n, j plus plus. So this is the grid. If it is 0, do not do anything, continue. If it is 0, just continue. And if it is 1, I, j is equal to 0, continue. Else we have to decide. Else means it is a 1 value. If it is 1 value, just see what can be the top value. My top value is minimum of my current row, and current row is I and t. Existing value of t with minimum value of I, if I am encountering 1. Now what is bottom? Bottom is maximum value of row where I am encountering 1. So this is the maximum value of row. What about right? Right should be the maximum value of column where I am encountering 1. So maximum value of column is j, and left is minimum value of the column is j, and this is left. So when I am doing the iteration over the grid, I will be able to set these values, and at the end of this iteration, all the positions of right, left, top, bottom will be on the proper way, proper position, proper rows and proper column. So left is going to point here, right is going to point here, top is going to point here, bottom is going to point here. So this will be the grid. Now as I have captured both the horizontal lines and both the vertical lines, I just need to know the distance between those two. So for the horizontal lines, bottom minus top plus 1 is the distance between them. Multiply with left minus right plus 1. Left minus right plus 1. So this is my answer. This is something I can return. So that's my whole code. And here, what is the time complexity? Order of n square. Number of items in the grid. So number of items in the grid. So every single item I'm seeing and I'm getting the answer. So at least I have to see every single item at least once. So that's why this is the best we can do. And I hope you have understood the code. So it's a pretty straightforward actually. So it is not that medium. Now I will show you the code. And so this is the code for the problem statement. And first of all, I have captured the dimension of the grid, and then I have taken 4 variables: top, down, left, right. These are going to be those horizontal and vertical lines. So top will be initialized to maximum value, because top should be as minimum as possible, and bottom should be as big as possible, so it is initialized with negative or smallest value. So 0 is the first index for the grid row, so I resize with -1. So similar for the left and right, and then I traversed over the grid using I and j, 2 variables, two nested loops I have used, and while doing the traversal, if it is a 1, then we might have to update the values of these variables. And in the end, just apply this formula. What is the width and what is the height? Just multiply these two and we will get the area of that rectangle. So that was the code, and let's submit it. It got submitted successfully. I hope you understood the code, and in case you have any doubt, do let me know. Thanks for watching guys. Bye bye.